Hey, it's me again. I thought I'd just make another video. I really need to continue with the Beach Boy album reviews, but I'll get to that later. I'm just not in the mood right now. Maybe later tonight or maybe tomorrow. But anyway, I just did a response to Vinyl Collector James's 500 subscribers, where he wants people to name their top 5 feel good or happy or upbeat songs. So go watch that if you get a chance, and go check out Vinyl Collector James's channel. It's a good channel, and he's having a fun contest. Join in if you want. I was just thinking something easy to do would be, I used to have a whole lot of records and memorabilia and other music stuff that I sold on eBay years ago, which I've mentioned several times in the past, which I regret doing now. Seemed like a good idea at the time, which was back 15, 20 years ago. Time flies. But in there I had a ton of magazines, old magazines. I had counted them once, and I think I had somewhere in the area of between 4 and 5,000. Had a ton of Cream magazines, Trouser Press, almost a complete collection of that. Bunch of Rolling Stones. Rolling Stones pretty much a worthless rag, but they were okay up until, early 70s or so, and even a little bit in the 80s, even though they were pretty lousy by then. But had Crawdaddy magazines from the early mid 60s, I guess. I had some of the early ones when Sergeant Pepper came out, and one that had a review when Revolver came out that predates Rolling Stone. A lot of other magazines that I don't have anymore, unfortunately, sold off. And but I did. There's really, during the 90s, there wasn't any really good rock and roll or music magazines except for Mojo and Uncut, both of which came from England and both of which are pretty pricey. I think they were like about $9 a piece. I don't know what they are now because I haven't bought any in forever, but have a pretty big collection of Mojo and Uncut. And so I thought I would just go through. I don't know if this would be fun for anybody or not, but I would just go through and show them what I have. Uh, so we'll start. Not going to be able to go through all of them in one video, but I might make a few videos, and I'll drag out the Uncut magazines sometime and show those too. Like I said, I don't know if anyone will have any interest in this at all, but there is the first issue from November of 1993. John Lennon and Bob Dylan are on the cover. Here is, I don't have number 2, but there is issue number 3 from January and February of 94, which is, what's that, that's not Sonny Rollins, that's, what's his name on the front, the old blues guy. Anyway, I should have known that, should have looked before I said that. Here is issue number 4, Frank Zappa. This is March of 94. This is probably boring everybody to death here. Don't have issue number 5. Here is issue number 6. Some band called Pink Floyd. And a Beatle article in there too. That's the Floyd with Sid Barrett on the cover. There's Sid there. What do we have? So that was 6. We're missing 7. Issue 8 is a Woodstock. This is July of 94, so it's not really the anniversary. But anyway, Woodstock, big article on Joy Division there. And these are really good because they have really long and extensive articles, especially back in the early days, and great pictures inside and stuff that you might not otherwise know. It's not just the same old information. Much better magazine than Rolling Stone was by this time, which was by, what was that, 94? Rolling Stone was complete garbage, and Cream had pretty much gone away. Trouser Press, unfortunately, stopped publication in the 80s. So that was 8. Issue number 9. Big article on the Clash there on the cover. Got a Sly Stone article. Good reviews too, because these are from England, so a lot of music that's popular in England that wasn't popular in the United States and vice versa. So I learned about a lot of bands that I would not otherwise have learned about. Issue 10. Neil Young. Not so young anymore. Issue number 11. Chrissie Hynde of Chrissie Hynde and the Pretenders. kind of funny because this is October '94. By '94, the Pretenders were pretty much, or Chrissie Hynde, I guess that's all that was really left of the Pretenders, was pretty much a spent force by that time. Great band in their day in the early '80s, but what was that? That was 11, issue 15. Is it time Sting is forgiven? Well, of course not. His music sucks. It's never time to forgive him, but got some articles on Bruce Springsteen and others. So that was issue number 19. I did not have the ones in between 15 and 19, but the great Paul Weller of the Jam, who unfortunately didn't ever have too much success in America. I liked him, but not a lot of others did. That was 19, right? Yeah, number 24. They're back. This is November of '95, so this is about the time the anthology stuff was being released. Number 27. So I am missing some. I used to buy these to try to fill in my collection, but haven't bought any in years. 27 is Howling Wolf, and there's Jimmy Page walking around over there in the corner. And 27, 28, Lou Reed. He was in a band called the Velvet Underground once upon a time, in case you didn't know. That's 28. We got issue 29. Iggy Pop gets the cover. Who else do they have on here? Springsteen, Morrissey, some other Mark Knopfler from Dire Straits article in there. Issue 34, I'm missing some. Syd Barrett cover. The Madness of Pink Floyd's Syd Barrett. And other people were in the magazine, of course. What they got Syd Barrett? Let's see what that's got any good pictures or not. Probably so. Yeah, you know, there's the main article, and it looks like you get a I think you get a 1, 2, 3, 4. 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm sure this is thrilling for you. I get an 11-page article, so like I said, they're pretty. They're not just the same old stuff over and over. Pretty good articles, pretty in-depth articles. 34, 36, we get the best of everything. Their essential 1,000 CDs that you need, which of course, this is November of '96, so CD was king and vinyl was kind of, you know, on the downside then. Beatles anthology, Rolling Stones, some crappy '90s bands, of course, because it was the '90s. Counting Crows or whatever that nonsense was. That was 36. I didn't have 37, but I've got 38. Best things we've heard all year. There's Jimmy Page up there being goofy, and I think that's one of those guys from not Blur, but Oasis. I don't know who the hell that is, and I don't really know who these other people are anyway. But just the best things that Mojo heard all year. So 38. 41 I missed is a special issue on krautrock with Can and Kraftwerk and all those good bands. New or Now, never sure how to say that, but they're a great band. So German music, that's all good stuff. 41 we go to issue 48, so I'm missing some. There's Keith from the Rolling Stones. Interview with Keith Richards. 48 we go to 50. James Marshall on the cover of issue number 50. We go to 52, missing 51. Pink Floyd again, a overview of making a Dark Side of the Moon album. And 55, so we're still missing some. There's Brian Wilson, interviewed by this Peter Buck guy from REM. REM. They had a few good songs, but overall kind of boring. 56, Keith Moon, and this was November of 90 or September of 98. Sorry, so this would be the 20th anniversary of his having passed away. So there is through 56. I'm going to cut it here, and I'll come back and make another video with more issues. And like I said, I don't know if anybody could care less about looking at magazine covers, but oh well. We'll see.